Alright, hey folks! Me here again. This is, as you may have noticed, not the info dump. I'm moving that actually to Fridays. Probably. I'm moving stuff around. I might drop the info dump entirely, because I didn't feel super satisfied with it. Who knows. Anyway, this is a little something new I'm going to be doing that I'm going to call TF2sdays. Where I'm just going to be playing a bit of the old TF2 and talking about some stuff related to it. So, yeah, this episode, actually I should probably change my loadout to be the cringe one. Oh! I forgot to actually cloak. Too caught up in the technicalities of recording. Also, I got got fucking random critted by a scattergun. Let's switch off that and give it something a bit more fair.
We've got to stop that bomb.
All right. So, yeah, you may have noticed that I am running with the Diamondback. Now, the main reason for this is because I want to try and take a little time before the next update comes out to mention the Diamondback and talk about how I feel like it could be fixed. Because obviously, the Ambassador was completely and utterly nerfed into the ground. What's that? There we go. Shit. You know, my point about the Diamondback being overpowered would be greatly helped by me being able to hit things. I'm bad at this game. I'm just gonna say that up front. So, yeah, if we take a second to look at the Diamondback stats there, I've got one crafted by a friend. But basically, it does less damage, 15% less, which, yep, okay, the only revolvers that don't have a damage penalty are... Good God, that crit! Okay, the only ones that don't have a damage penalty are the stock revolver, right, the default, and then the Enforcer, which most people forget exists. Because it's a straight downgrade, essentially. Okay, mutual spawn camping, sure, that works. Just a moment while I just... make sure to be nice. Sorry, I gotta focus a little bit on this one. Oh, you... There. So yes, the Diamondback gives you a guaranteed crit for each building destroyed while you've got a sapper on it, and each backstab you get. So, the thing is, this is roughly similar in game impact to how the Ambassador used to work, where it was, you know, you get a headshot from any range, it does 102 damage. Diamondback actually has the exact same base damage of 100, or exact same base crit damage. 102. So, you know, obviously the two have... Ah, shit. Oof. So the whole reason that the Ambassador got nerfed into the ground is because you were able to basically be a sniper that did less damage with each shot and had to, you know, wait between those shots a bit more, you know, obviously. I'm just waiting for this guy. No? Sorry. So yes, the main issue that people had was being able to just snipe people, essentially. How is that? The animation... Okay, sure. Hit reg. I got fucking hit regged. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever. What the fuck ever. So yes, obviously the Diamondback, with its current iteration, which is basically the same as its initial iteration, they just added the backstab bit, like, what, I think a month or two after the initial release of it. God damn it. There we go. Shit. Well, like I said, I'm bad at this game. I'm especially bad at, like, I also just changed my mouse sensitivity because I had previously had it ridiculously high, so I'm trying to find a good mouse sensitivity that actually works for me, and I'm adjusting. So that's making me worse as well. Not that I was particularly good with the super high mouse sensitivity either. I mean, this feels like a little bit of a meme situation in all honesty. Okay, they know they don't have a medic. So I'm just disguise this injury. So yeah. They're just having a fucking medieval duel down there, sure, whatever. The main thing, though, with the Diamondback and the way it works is that because you can get the same damage that the Ambassador used to before it was given damage fall-off, you end up with people who got really good with the Ambassador now using the Diamondback, and yes, it does require them to play subtly differently. They are having to actually play their class for a little bit in essentially equal measure to the amount that they are playing the bullshit. So here's how I think it should be fixed.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
The first priority should be to try and find a way to make it so that the Diamondback having the stats it currently does, like the Diamondback as it is very broken because it can be used essentially as a guaranteed 100 damage across the map shot if you're good enough.
That spy ain't on our side.
So, you know, in principle, in theory, it is at least a somewhat better alternative to the Ambassador, because it's requiring them to play the class, at least in part. So, the issue is that it's still being used to do the bullshit. So, how do we best fix Gunspy with the Diamondback being broken? Well, we embrace the fact that the Diamondback is the long-range spy sniper rifle, essentially. And it might seem weird that I'm saying, yeah, we should embrace that right after saying, you know, that's a bad thing. God damn it. I had him dead to fucking rights. If I had just calmed down and waited for the spread to go away before taking a second shot, I would have fucking had him. Okay. Yep. That. Yep. Okay. Boy, talking and playing this game are two mutually exclusive things, it turns out. Talking intelligently, I should say. This is also why you shouldn't talk on the phone and drive, even if you're using hands-free. Because... Yeah, kill me, thank you. Delicious speed boost. Oh. Yep, they don't have ears. Shit, he did though. He had ears and eyes. But yeah. The, excuse me. Let's just be nice and obvious. And nope, no one's...
Medic charged.
Okay. Yep, we take him. Fucking take him. Okay. So, Diamondback, across the map. Well. Shit. Okay. I'm doing a real bad job displaying the Diamondback at its best because again I can't hit things for shit. I'm a soldier and demo main. Of course I can't aim. I mostly play the two fucking classes that don't require aim. What the fuck was with that lag there and my aim? Alright. Fucking MG, where have you gone? That's fine. So yeah. There we go. Being able to just like deal 100 points of damage from across the map. Okay. Yep, that's fair. Okay, we do have 4 spies, so I'm gonna switch class just for the sole purpose of having a bit more team comp. So yes, the okay. I'm just trying to be a team player. Yes, here's how I think the Diamondback can be fixed. Like I said, you gotta lean into it. Lean into the fact that it has become the spy that is a sniper weapon. And the way that I think that should be done is by importing some stats from its cousins, the Machina and the Widowmaker. Specifically, I think including the class resource as ammo from the Widowmaker and the tracer rounds on, at least tracer rounds on crit from the Machina. So, So the Machina, right, its main sort of counter
Sentry on the
to
left.
its sheer damage
Or is he
potential
out of the tunnel?
is the tracer rounds. So even though you can wipe out the entire enemy team basically in a single shot if they are all nice enough to line up. Okay. Even though you can theoretically wipe out the entire enemy team, everyone who doesn't die when you take a shot, even if you miss completely, knows right where you are. And will continue to know right where you are for a while. Then, we get to the issue of there we go. Sorry, I'm having to concentrate a little here. Okay, now I'm dead. I can talk again. So, trying to, like, having those tracer rounds means that whenever the spy shoots, he is revealing his position, even though he almost certainly won't be killing anyone except, you know, the people he is deliberately picking off because he knows they're weak. So, he'll essentially be forced to reveal his location to all of the enemy team whenever he shoots, and by having the cloak function as as the ammo, that means that, first off, as soon as the spy shoots, can't activate the dead ringer until the cloak is recharged. So it's, you know, it's a good anti-dead ringer sort of, like, it's sort of anti-synergy with the dead ringer, which admittedly is not really used in the spy sniper configuration very often, or really at all to my knowledge, except in the form of, like, it comboing with the fucking kunai. So if you want to make the most toxic spy loadout ever, which I had as one of my loadouts for a while, just so I could meme on friends, you know, if you want to do that, then sure, use the fucking Deadbringer. But for the most part, if you want to really be a Spyper, you use either the Cloak and Dagger or the default Invis Watch. Now, I am personally more inclined towards the Cloak and Dagger, particularly if you are a Spyper. But, you know, again, this comes into a matter of, like, if you have the, you know, depending on how much Cloak each shot consumes, I would say have each shot be, like, 20 to 25% of the Cloak meter. So, tracer rounds on crit. No random crits as it currently has. So no random crits, which it currently has, as well as the additional cloak drain on shot, of just using cloak instead of ammo. Maybe even have, like, cloak does not regenerate while you have the weapon out. You know, to try and make it the slightest bit more more balanced in that regard. That, I think, is a more fair and more balanced version of the Diamondback. Because it says, yeah, sure, okay. This is the weapon that people who are trying to play a sniper that can go invisible will use. Nothing you can do when an Uber NG with Frontier fucking Justice runs at you. Of course, the unfortunate downside to all of this is that you do still have a spy weapon that works as essentially a diet sniper rifle. But I don't think that that is necessarily a bad thing in and of itself. I think it comes down to, like, you know, it's the classic principle that governments always whip out when it's time to legalize drugs, right? If you legalize it, you can control it. If you design the Diamondback to be the spy sniper weapon, you can control how it does that. And if you say, okay, we're going to have this weapon work in a way that is complementary to both long range, you know, snipey playstyle, and more like tactical invisibility, like Metal Gear stealth-esque situation. Oh, fuck, I didn't even notice that. Okay. So, yeah, there you go. Those are my 2 cents on... Those are my 2 cents. And there we go. I'm gonna say neutral. And disconnect. There we go. So, my personal hope that whoever's at Valve will maybe somehow come across and find this. And my personal hope, excuse me, that even if they don't, then they'll still arrive at the same sort of general design principle for the Diamondback of, sure, we've got this major problem in the form of how this weapon is being used. So what should we do? Well, let's, you know, recognize that this is a niche of the player base that's just never going to fucking go away. And if we try and take it away by force, people are just going to bitch and moan. So instead, let's just have it be, this is what the weapon is designed for. Yes, it's generally nerfed. And yeah, sure, now it's basically useless in a straight-up fight. But it still works, and it's still better than others for filling its niche, which is, you're a long way away from someone, you want them dead, you can see that they have less than 102 health, so you use one of your stored up crits. And I think another thing, like, the Diamondback can store up, I believe it's 30 crits, basically one for each round that it can fire without ever picking up ammo. So I say just bring that down. Like, make it a maximum of however many you can shoot from one cloak meter, whether that's 4 or 5 or 6 or 10, which 10 is way too many. I still think 4 or 5 is better. So effectively, you know, reducing the clip size or magazine size slightly, just to make it more, you know, more of a precision instrument. But hey, what do I know? I'm just someone who played this game for a few years back in the teens, put it down for like 6 years, and then picked it back up about a year ago. That's all I have to say.